Lovely to have you on, Craig. Boy, that didn't turn out so well, did it?
No, Michael. No, it didn't, mate. It wasn't. What shouldn't have happened, really. And simple as that. And man, we've got some people suffering.
Let's go through the "it shouldn't have happened" bit. The allegation that I've read from you, but from a number of others who are affected by this, is that the Hawke's Bay Regional Council botched it by not opening a channel that would have allowed the floodwater from the Wairoa River to escape. Is that right?
100%, mate. Look, it's not a hard call. If you go and you open it and then it didn't get the rainfall, well, does it really matter? It's a bit of a cost. They have a budget put aside. But this time they're saying it's really complex. Well, they made it complex because they left it too late. And then they put the contractors' lives at risk trying to open it. That river mouth, there's a lot of power in that water.
So let me get this right. You're a tidal river. The tide comes in as well. And I assume that at peak time, it not only stops the river, but it also, pushes up as well too, is it? Does it?
So over time, the bar changes. It's quite a beast, really. Two beasts, as they say in Māoridom. And it fights against each other. So you've got the sea coming in, you've got the river going out, and it just creates a big barge. You can imagine if you did that in a sand pit, push water from both sides. But when you've got a weather event coming, if it's not open, you need to get it open. Otherwise, it'll just keep coming up, and then eventually it'll burst. But in this case, it bursts far too late. So what we do is you put a little channel in, and then that little channel becomes a massive channel because the water just rushes through it.
Right. And you've done this before. So when I say you, your council or whoever, the regional council contractors, they've done this before, yeah?
100%, mate. We've been doing this for 200 years. Once they used to dig it out by hand, and then diggers, and we've got a contractor, and everyone knows him. He's Wairoa's legend, actually. And he's the guy they should be saying, hey, when should you go? And he has called it. He said he believes he got the call too late. And you can't just get a digger and drop it off the truck and go there. You've got to go overland for about 3 hours.
Right. And he and others, now, and this is the sort of timing here, I talked to you, I think, on a Monday morning when you were trapped behind the slip and you were heading into town. The major weather event happened, I think, on the Tuesday. Is that right, Craig?
Yeah. I know. The day you could talk to me where I was trapped, I think that was the day that the rain event happened.
Right.
And that was he'd gone, and so he went in. He went in just before the rain event. Probably 12 hours before or so. But it was raining also. Don't forget.
But does he? Sorry. So you. But it's a Monday, so I know how local government works, particularly regional councils, sadly. They're not very good at working Saturdays and Sundays. Did you have to wait until Monday to have that discussion with the regional council, or were the discussions happening prior to the weekend?
Look, talking to a lot of the community, they were, emailing, texting in. But I on Monday, concerned residents coming to me saying, hey, these guys aren't listening. Which one do you want to go to? And so what can you do about it? And so I text them and said, hey, you guys all good? We're getting a lot of concerns. And they go, you don't know what you're talking about. Basically, we've got to have the pressure and blah, blah, blah. And then I came back from a very knowledgeable guy who actually used to work for the regional council, was involved in it, and sent them their text, and they still said happy with their answer. And,
When you were told to get lost, essentially, Craig, who were you talking to? Were you talking to elected members or were you talking to staff members?
Directly to the chair and the CE. That's who I sent my text to.
So that's Hinawai Ormsby is the chair of the Hawke's Bay Regional Council. Correct. And Nick Peat is the chief executive, yeah?
That's correct, yes.
So you couldn't have got more authoritative. You went straight to the top of the elected and the executive tree. Yeah, okay. And you said to them this, and when you said they said get lost essentially, did you feel that their tone back to you was disrespectful?
Oh, look, we're pretty used to it, mate. They can't be told anything. And this is the biggest thing the community has told them loud and clear. You talk down to us, you don't talk with us. And you know, I'll be honest, the chair of the Tato told them yesterday, how can you make these decisions sitting in an office in Dalton Street, 3 hours away from Wairoa? You don't know what's happening at the bar, and you don't talk to us local people. Don't even include the local area or tangata whenua in discussions.
So wouldn't, though, the person who knows best is the person who's done and opened that bar, actually the person you've just talked about, I don't know their name, I'm sorry, who owns the industrial equipment that actually is used to open that bar, if he says
so
go,
Hamish has opened it,
then
so
you go. Is that right?
Ago,
yeah,
that's correct. No, he does not make the call on it. No, not at all.
no,
So
but he should be given that authority, don't you think? Because if he knows and he's got the
100%.
equipment, go.
Yeah, if he's saying, hey, I'm thinking we should be going in now, they should be saying, oh shit, this guy knows what he's talking about. Let's do it.
All right. Now, okay. I actually, unfortunately, have experience of Nick Pete. He worked for the Horizons Regional Council. It seems the way in which he conducts business with you was the way he conducted business with us as well. So I don't know how he ended up being appointed to that job just quietly, but there you go. Now, so I have every empathy with you.
Okay. So the worry with me is, like, they're a big organisation, and I've said to them, hey, you come back to us and tell us why our community shouldn't be taking you to court over this, because, you know, you failed in your duties.
Yeah.
And, you know, and give us an apology for a start. They can't even give this community an apology and say, hey, yeah, we might have got that wrong. They will not. So they've had a week. And I was told today by the chair, you know, we're working on it. How long do you need for an apology? Come on. It's just crazy. You know, our community are hurting. They've got no hope. And Wairoa District Council, the council that doesn't make decisions on the bar, whether you open it or not, are footing all the bills.
Right. Now, the people who are affected, roughly how many people were affected? How many homes, Craig?
So from initial, it was 500 properties, but 119 homes, a yellow sticker. That means the water's come up through their floorboards. But there's probably another 100 or so that the water's come through just under, but all those homes, probably nearly 220 odd, have had water through their sheds, through all their outer buildings and that, and just they've lost everything in that day. You know, as Kiwis, we store a lot in our sheds.